Oh boy. God damn it. What is up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka Review King MB, and this is still my 12 days of Christmas. And for whatever reason, I decided to punish myself, and I watched on Netflix Falling for Christmas. What was I thinking? What did I expect from this goddamn movie? This is a 2022 film that was directed by Janine Damian. Boy, Damien is the perfect last name for anybody that made this movie. Now, I think I might have seen a poster or something for this. And then I was listening to a podcast the other day, and they mentioned that, oh, hey, that Lindsay Lohan Christmas movie on Netflix, it's actually being watched by a lot of people. Now, that doesn't say whether it was good or not. But because I heard that people were interested, I said, all right, fine. Let me just add this to my 12 movies. And I regret it. I regret watching this movie or deciding to watch this movie. And to be honest, if I didn't already use my 2 movie cards of either walking out of the theater or stopping the film before it continues because it's that bad, I probably would have turned this movie off as well, but then I stopped and realized, oh shit, I've already used my 2 movie cards, so I have to finish this. I mean, it's a self-imposed rule. I could just break it and who would give a shit, but I decided to stick it through. And this plot is kind of the worst thing about this movie because, look, I could forgive a lot of things if the movie was funnier, if the movie was better acted, and if the movie actually had characters that I cared about, that were believable, and that I gave a shit on whether or not they ended up together. But Lindsay Lohan plays this character, Sierra Belmont, and she's this rich, spoiled girl who hasn't done anything for herself at all. And then they try to give her this sort of, oh, don't you feel bad for her though? No. But they try to make you feel bad for her because she's dating this guy, Tad Fairchild. Does he not sound like a douchebag or what? And of course, the guy doesn't really care about what she likes and what she might want to do leading up to Christmas. Doesn't let her sing songs, doesn't let her have fun, I guess. And so, oh man, we're supposed to feel bad for her because she's with a guy that she's not happy with. Just leave him! Like, what the hell are we doing? It'd be different if she was in a situation where she had no choice, and oh man, if I leave him, then this will happen, that will happen. She's the rich one here. She doesn't need this guy. In any event, as they're taking a trip on a mountain, and the guy proposes to her, they both fall off of the mountain, and Lindsay Lohan falls and hits her head. She probably should have died given how high up they were. But she gets found by this guy, Jake Russell, and so he brings her to the hospital. She doesn't remember anything. She has amnesia. Holy shit, I could not believe. Because I was checking off the boxes of like, okay, terrible Christmas music, check. The very beginning of the movie, there's this horrible Christmas song. I don't know if it's original for the film or if it's just a shitty Christmas song that they found that they didn't have to pay for. I don't know. But right off the bat, I was like, okay, this is bad. The acting, bad. The writing and the dialogue, bad. But you get to a point where they establish amnesia being the main plot, and I wanted to bash my TV in. I wanted to break the screen because I could not believe that they decided to use that tired ass trope of, oh, our main character, the main girl, she has amnesia. And so because she doesn't remember that she's rich, because she doesn't remember anything, she doesn't even remember her name, she has to spend the rest of her days until she maybe can remember at the lodge with this Jake guy. And so, what do you think is going to happen? Are they going to fall in love? Yeah, that's kind of what happens here. It's just a collection of scenes that are lame as all hell. Just they try to do these slapstick comedy that just falls flat. I never laughed. I never even chuckled. Nothing. I was staring at the screen, my eye twitching because I couldn't believe how unfunny all of these jokes were, and constantly they're switching back to the Tad Fairchild character, the guy, the dumb boyfriend that proposed, because you see that he's somehow wound up at this small place with this guy that lives out in the middle of the woods, and he's just staying out there because they don't have phone reception. I'm just like, who cares what Tad Fairchild is doing during all of this? And you cut back to Lindsay Lohan and this Jake guy. And Jake, look, I don't know this actor. Who's the actor that plays Jake? Chord Overstreet? Holy shit, that sounds like a villain in a comic book movie name. But okay, I don't know this guy. I don't know if he's been acting all that long. And maybe it's not his fault. Maybe the character was written to be this dull and boring. But he was so bland. He was so just nothing of a character. Maybe you'd find him attractive. Maybe you'd find him, oh wow, he's a single father who has a daughter, and the wife passed away, so he's taking care of the lodge all by himself. It's your standard, yes, he's this, yes, he's that, typical, supposed to be the likable guy. But he had no personality. He wasn't funny. He wasn't charming. It was just awkward. All of these scenes where the two of them were supposed to be kind of flirting, or kind of like he wants to say he likes her, and Lindsay Lohan's all awkward and she's all like, I don't know what to say to you. All right, good night. Like I mentioned before, you have the daughter, and she goes to like the fair or whatever, and she makes a wish. And I don't know if the guy at the stand is supposed to be the real Santa Claus or not. Of course, they don't get into that. But the daughter makes a wish. She doesn't say what the wish is, but then they cut to the Santa Claus looking dude who smiles and goes like, haha, like as if he's going to make sure her wish comes true. And it's from that point on that you realize, oh, the daughter wished that her father can find somebody to fall in love. Oh boy, what a surprise. And so I guess the wish came true, because then that's when Lindsay Lohan basically fell into this guy's lap. And I'm like, you're going to make this a Christmas wish can come true type film as well. So you have the wishes, you have the amnesia, you have the lame jokes. And I could forgive this movie if it was funnier, like if it actually made me laugh, if I actually was sitting there and going, man, I'm having a good time, I would forgive a lot of this dumb shit. Some of my favorite comedy movies are some of the dumbest movies that you could ever think of. So it's not necessarily that, it's just a combination of how much bad is here. It's a combination of how much things do not work. And Lindsay Lohan, we've all been trying. We've been rooting for Lindsay Lohan for the longest time. We've been wanting for her to get her acting career back on track. We've been wanting her to be able to go back to that time period where she was really good and she was the next big thing and she was somebody that you wanted to like. And I don't know what her personal life is nowadays. I don't know what she is or isn't doing. In fact, I've always said that Lindsay Lohan, appearance-wise, reminds me of an ex-girlfriend that I had. And I'm not going to say whether it was pre or post the drugs, because yeah, that's a long story. But I will say this: I watched this movie and I wanted to like Lindsay Lohan, and she's not awful, but she's not good either, right? Like there are some moments where it is kind of cringy to see her try to emote or act or show emotion and range, because it's not really there. There were some scenes where I was like, maybe, but because her lead isn't anything special either, because everybody in this movie isn't a good actor, really, either. This movie is a big fat waste of time. I know that it's a romantic comedy, and you might say that, well, there's some women or there's some people that love romantic comedies and that they will love a movie like this. And if that's true, then holy hell. Romantic comedies, you need to set your standards higher. You need to, the bar can't be this low. You can't tell me that this is your typical average level of a romantic comedy, that they can't do better than this. This is bad. This is really, really bad. I'm going to give this movie some old bullshit.
Man, this some old bullshit.
Yeah. Let me know in the comments below what you think of Falling for Christmas, if you watched it as well, or if you saw that it was out and said, I ain't watching that shit. Good for you. You're smarter than me. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later.